Radium One CEO Gurbaksh Shatal has been fired as the head of the company. If you can remember from last week, he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges after he was caught on tape beating his girlfriend up to 117 times in a 30-minute time frame. Now, even though he originally faced felony charges for the assault, he later pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges because his ex-girlfriend now refused to participate in the trial, and also police had obtained that footage illegally, so they couldn't use that as evidence in the trial. But that didn't stop the board of directors from the company from firing him as the head of the company. So now the current COO, Bill Lonergan, will be the CEO of the company. And I'm just giving you this update because it feels good to know that there's at least a little bit of a consequence for this guy. He will not face any jail time since he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges, but he will have 2 years or 3 years of probation and 2 years of community service.
Sarah Palin's argument to this, of course, innocent until proven guilty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was innocent.
Or she should have had a gun.
Right.
Yeah, so this is obviously just a little bit of justice, but I do think, so he's lost his job. No one else should hire this guy, and not just because he's a bad guy, but because this is a guy who's so clearly not learning anything from the experience that you should expect that if you hire him for your tech company, in the future, he's going to do something else that's crazy. It's going to hurt your business. Avoid that risk. Don't hire the dude.
What's amazing to me about this story is that he's caught on tape beating his girlfriend. Like the evidence is there, yet he still had the audacity to write about this situation online and defend himself. And Huffington Post did a great job summarizing what he wrote, kind of highlighting the most egregious parts of his blog post. Shahal accused his girlfriend of having unprotected sex for money with other people and explained that when he confronted her about the discovery, they had a normal argument. He claims he only attacked her after she called 911. Well, that makes it okay. Yeah. I mean, he's so disconnected from reality.
Yeah. You can't beat somebody up and not expect there to be consequences. And it doesn't matter whether, first of all, he is the least credible witness there is on the planet. Mm-hmm. And I don't know her, and she's a victim in this. But again, if she was having unprotected sex for money with someone else, then leave her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's what you
and the whole that there's a tape of him doing this and it wasn't admissible in court because the police got it through, like means they're not supposed to use. That's like perhaps the area of our justice system that throws people off the most, like when you're in college and you take a crime and punishment class or something like that. Like that if they get the evidence through, like stealing it or something like that they can't use it. It just seems so unjust that you still can't use the evidence. Although, of course, the reason is so that it stops them from doing that. Like in this case, it would be great if they could still use it. But if we found out that they were planting things or something like that, like this is a really hard but necessary part of our justice system.
The fact that the footage was obtained illegally doesn't change the fact that the footage exists and that it's hard evidence showing him hitting her 117 times. I mean, that's significant. It's a 30-minute tape. From what I understand, she's okay. She originally wanted to cooperate with the investigation, but then he hired a former prosecutor, and right after he did that, she decided that she no longer wanted to cooperate. So that had a huge role in him being able to plead guilty to lesser charges.